Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for the stock market indices price prediction based on Elliott Wave analysis. We're gonna start with a NASDAQ here, where we are looking of course at a potential finished wave 1 here for NASDAQ, and that because of course we cannot think about an extension anymore, meaning if we were thinking as a 1, 2, 3 wave 4 here, and then wave 5 towards the upside, this wave 4 first became very long, then wave 2. First reason. Second reason is that we broke the 1-to-1 fib level taken from the A to the B to the C. And guess what? We did not finish the structure yet. And that means, of course, a longer wave, wave C here might be unfolding, of course, as a 5 waves. Or even we might be in a much more complex structure, which it might be here in an ABC zigzag. And the wave C, of course, might be very deep in this case to finish a wave Y here. In a wave 2 potentially to hit the 0.38 fib level as a wave 2 minimum requirement for wave 2. That means of course we are looking very likely for a wave 1 finish there, and then WX and a Y, or even it can be of course an ABC still, but this might be your W and then getting an X or even an A, B and a C toward the downside, that it might be even deeper correction here for NASDAQ. Meaning we are still looking here for something to go, of course, for deeper prices. And of course, I'm still looking for wave 2 to be finished here in W, X, and a Y. Or in a wave A, B, and a C for a deeper correction later on. We'll see, of course, how this is going to unfold on the 4 hours chart here. We are looking very likely at 3 ways down, 3 ways up, and then 1, 2, 3, and then 4 and a 5. Obviously, this wave 1 is a zigzag. Zigzag for a wave 2, zigzag for a wave 3. We're looking for a wave 4 and of course a wave 5 to unfold in the highest probability here. So we're gonna mark this 1, 2, 3, 4 and a 5. So very likely to see a little bit higher prices of course in a wave 4 for a diagonal here. The wave 4 might be of course around the 0.38 and 0.5 fib level for this wave 4, which it might hit, of course, is this a correction and then pushing toward the downside in a wave 5. This wave 5, of course, might be the end of this bear market, or I would say, of course, yeah, I doubt it, because we still need, of course, the 0.38 here, unless if the things push toward the upside in an extension there, of course, we might have to bring the wave 4 again, and then wave 5 over here, and then, of course, wave 3 as an extension. But so far I cannot really do this because of course of the time, and also the price here has already took the 1-to-1 fib level. Higher probability is to dive deeper, and my deepest probability here is the wave Y, and that means of course something much more deeper might be unfolding over there. So we will see if this is going to happen, meaning direct sell off here, that it might reach directly the 22K for NASDAQ can be happening here in a wave Y. So yeah, these are the probability, guys. I know that it is complex here, but that is nothing so much weird, I would say. The price action is a little bit clear, honestly, at the end. I know that there is a lot of overlapping, but obviously it can be a ABC or W, X, and a Y. The wave Y is an ABC zigzag, which it might finish, of course, around the 22K. Then, of course, we can start to think bullish, of course, from there. Now, be careful only in case, of course, we finish here a regular flat with an ending diagonal, meaning, of course, a wave A, B, and a C, and then pushing toward the upside, which it might take, of course, more time in this case. Now, if we dive in SPX, for the SPX, we are looking also at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 finished. So for SPX, I would consider this is a finished, of course, structure. Wave 1, as we mentioned, ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we start, of course, to dive deeper here for wave 2. Obviously, because of course everything is overlapping, nothing is impulsive until this move right now, which is our wave Y, very likely here unfolding, meaning we are in a very likely W, X, and a wave Y, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave A, B, and a C in a wave Y. So I'm looking here for a deep, sharp, and aggressive zigzag for a wave Y, that it might be unfolding something very complex here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. Somehow like that, guys. Okay. This is what I'm looking for here. And this might be a very deep wave Y, because wave Y is allowed, of course, to be very, very deep. So the wave Y targets here taken, of course, from the W, in case we have a W as an A, B, and a C, and then wave X in the top here. At least we are looking here for the extension, because we have reached already the 1-to-1, by the way. We're looking for an extension, I believe, for 1.38, 1.23 here, for a wave Y that it might reach, of course, this area. Now, in case, of course, we see something else, meaning is this can be a wave A, then wave B, and a wave C as well, in case, of course, the wave Y here is very, very deep. So I'm going to put it there based on the fib levels. And, of course, therefore, I'm expecting in higher probability, therefore, wave A in WX and Y, wave B, and then wave C towards the downside here to be unfolding, of course, for something lower. Obviously, that the structure is going to be complex for both NASDAQ and SPX, guys. This wave 2 is not going to be an easy one, but very likely to be unfolding, of course, in a shape of 3 waves. Aggressive move, of course, after all. After having all this overlapping here, we might get something aggressive. And it might be even direct move towards the downside. Honestly, a wave Y can still, of course, range for something very, very deeper than this. It can reach even the 1.618 sometimes in very rare cases, but of course it can be one of them. So we'll see, guys, how this is going to unfold here for SPX. Yep. Finally, we're gonna see also Dow Jones. For Dow Jones as well, we are looking here at a finished wave 1. So I'm glad today that all the indices are aligning with the wave 1, including NASDAQ. NASDAQ was not so clear that it has finished a wave 1, but today it is much more clearer, of course, and very, very clear that we have topped here for the stock market, and we're pushing, of course, downward in a deeper correction. So we have for Dow Jones 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here as a wave 1. Now, the difference here with Dow Jones is a little bit much more clearer even from SPX and NASDAQ, is that it is not so much overlapping. I believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, a finished impulse almost toward the downside here for Dow Jones. So if we dive inside it a little bit, we can see a 1, 2 here, 1, 2, and then wave 3, 4, and a 5, meaning 1, 2 again. Yeah, it can be a double 1, 2 inside it here. So you have, of course, like kind of like a 1, 2, 1, 2 again, and then wave 3 right now unfolding towards lower prices. And that means, of course, wave 3 even is unfinished yet, I would say. So very likely to dive even much more deeper here. And it's too early to call a wave ABC. Of course, the wave A is unfinished in this case. I'm going to dive, of course, this ABC for deeper here. That means, yeah, I'm going to simply remove it and keep it, of course, the deep possibility here for ABC. Therefore, I'm still convinced that this is an impulse unfinished 3, 4, and a 5 in a wave A. We're looking for a wave B later on, and then a wave C towards the downside, which is also aligning with NASDAQ and SPX, very likely in this 3 ways deep correction as well. For NASDAQ here, where we are looking also at a wave Y potentially to unfold here as a wave Y. It can be, of course, a deep zigzag. And potentially even, of course, finishing the ABC, then having another correction, same as Dow Jones, and then having one more final move toward the downside. The same, of course, is for SPX, whether we dive directly or also finishing this this potential Y, and then having 3 waves, again, also the same as Dow Jones, pushing in a wave C toward the downside to finish this wave too. So they are aligning. This is much more convincing, of course, today for stock market. We start to see some movement and we start to see some clarity, honestly, and which is, of course, a deep correction. That was it for NASDAQ, SPX, and Dow Jones. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye-bye. Before you leave, make sure to join our private Discord community. There you will get daily updates faster than YouTube, plus exclusive bonus trading signals for the gold, silver, Bitcoin, and stocks. You can also request one special technical analysis every day and get access even to our only members video on YouTube and also on Discord, and stay ahead, of course, with economic and political news that actually moves the market. And of course, we do regular Q&A sessions, so you can get your questions answered directly in the Discord. And of course, if you're serious about leveling your trading, the Discord link is below in the description and in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.